I-I-I-I-I-O-U. They, who, they, Illuminati.
AI is getting better and better every day. Sure, we all laugh at the janky crap that it pumps out now, but every now and then you see a product of AI that is so good that it's actually kind of scary. This is how it starts, funny Trump impersonations, and then boom, Terminators. Speaking of Terminators, have you guys seen that garbage 4K restoration it did for T2? Okay, look, that transfer isn't guilty of the specific techniques I'm shaming in this video, but the merciless DNRing of T2 that made actors look like Barbie dolls was a sign of much worse things to come in the future, courtesy of James Cameron. Can we please just acknowledge the cosmic irony of the fact that the dude that created an entire movie franchise that acts as a warning for the dangers of AI is currently spearheading its development for ways it can be implemented into film? Maybe he actually wants this to be his future.
You have become the very thing you swore to destroy.
Damn, Arnold, you look so crisp and so smooth. Everybody wants to know, what's your skincare routine? The rapid development of AI that we've seen over the past few years in particular has also seen a rapid rise in groups and individuals trying to incorporate it into every aspect of our lives to varying degrees of success. But I'm not here to debate the ethics of AI in general. Instead, I just want to express how deeply disturbed I am by the desperate attempts that certain groups are making to get it into the film industry. I have a very stern stance on AI's place in the creative arts, that being that it doesn't have a place in the creative arts. AI artwork and any creative work done by AI doesn't lead to anything good. It just leads to people losing jobs and the death of creativity. My vision of a future dystopia is one where humans no longer create films, and instead, to watch a movie, we feed a sentence into a film generator, and AI creates a film tailored to each individual. That's my nightmare. AI has no place in the creative arts, plain and simple. So why on God's green earth are people using it to restore films? Earlier this year, 3 films made their long-awaited 4K Blu-ray debut. What was special about these films is that all 3 were beloved James Cameron films, but 2 of them in particular were much more special given that they never actually got an official Blu-ray release and have been stuck on DVD for years. Additionally, the 2 films have just been difficult to find through legitimate means in general for a while prior to these new releases. Safe to say, physical media diehards were excited, to say the least. The Abyss's 4K Blu-ray release was relatively well received, and thankfully most people agree that it wasn't tampered with too much in comparison to Cameron's other recent restoration attempts. By all accounts, the Abyss's 4K Blu-ray is a good viewing experience for the film, and is by all means an improvement over the last official release on DVD. But upon viewing the new versions of Aliens and True Lies, something became incredibly obvious. James Cameron used some AI enhancements for these restorations. Like, a lot.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
I want to make it very clear here that I haven't personally watched these new James Cameron restorations. Hell, I haven't even seen True Lies or The Abyss. This video is not a technical analysis of these restorations or a technical look at film restoration. Much more qualified people have made great videos digging into the nitty-gritty technical aspects of these topics. Instead, I simply want to talk about the dangerous precedent that these practices set and why these new AI film restoration techniques simply have no place in film. What James Cameron has done with True Lies and Aliens for their 4K release is not film restoration, and most people agree that these are not good looking films. Yes, the artificial clarity and the sharpness makes for an impressive tech demo, but is that really worth sacrificing genuine detail? Film restoration is all about preserving the details and images from original film sources, whether that be original physical film stock or old digital sources. Keyword here being preserving. A good film restoration, specifically a good 4K film remaster, is all about drawing out as much detail from the original source as possible, while also retaining the visual identity of a film. A great example of this would be something like the recent remasters of Jaws or Lawrence of Arabia that have been used for years on Blu-ray and 4K releases. Personally, I own Jaws on 4K and Lawrence on Blu-ray, and they are two of the best looking films I have ever seen. A Blu-ray with a brilliant transfer can easily beat a 4K disc with a subpar transfer. That's how important a good transfer is. Granted, not every film has a pristine film print it can scan and clean up to get an image as good as something like Lawrence of Arabia's 8K digital scan, but that's not really an excuse when the original Evil Dead, a film that was shot on 16mm in the early 80s, has an exceptional 4K Blu-ray. Even films with poor sources can be given new life if they are properly restored, though unfortunately, it seems that studios are opting to take advantage of the cheaper and quicker option of AI restoration. In stark comparison to Jaws' 4K transfer, for Jaws 3D's brand new 4K restoration, it sounds like they just loaded a copy of the film into some AI software and just told it to go to town.
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that? What's that, brother?
Now, to be fair, by all accounts the original sources for Jaws 3 are not good, mostly due to the fact that the film was shot for 3D in the 80s. So no matter how good the restoration team was, it was unlikely they were going to get a 4K worthy image out of any original sources. So the solution was to get AI to fill in the gaps, create detail that was never there, get the film up to a 4K resolution, and slap it on a 4K disc so that they could release another version of an awful movie to try and milk it for some more cash. The recent commotion around the new 4K release of Jaws 3D is what inspired me to make this video. We are continuing to see more and more instances of AI being used for film restoration and remastering, and in pretty much every instance it has been maligned by the film community. It looks bad, maybe not technically, but this is not how these films are meant to look. But most importantly, people are rejecting these AI enhanced restorations because AI is not a tool for authentic film restoration. AI is not bringing out hidden detail in films, it's creating its own based on estimated guesses. It is altering classic films and adding elements that were never intended to be there, and it's even messing with details that never needed to be adjusted in the first place. Perhaps the biggest flaw with AI enhanced restoration is how it treats actors' faces in the backgrounds of shots. Now, thanks to AI, we have a bunch of ghouls running around in the background of aliens. Granted, it's harder to notice these things when you aren't looking for them, but if we don't pay that much attention to these background elements in the first place, then why are people trying so hard to improve them only to make the overall image worse? AI is giving us oversharpened images, messing with color and lighting composition, and worst of all is removing natural film grain that holds genuine filmic detail. In an effort to make the films look better, AI is making films look worse, and instead of adding detail, it is actively destroying it. I'm not saying that you're an idiot if you like the way these films look now, but it is all artificial, and what should be the definitive viewing experiences for these movies are instead Frankensteined tech demos. To put a nice cherry on top of this little discussion, AI-enhanced film restoration is not film restoration. AI actively scrubs films of genuinely captured detail in favor of adding its own artificial details in misguided attempts to make classic films look sharp and bright on your 4K OLED TV. If a film cannot be restored through traditional means, then it should be left alone. I'm happy to sacrifice fidelity and clarity if it means that films can be left intact and viewed with their flaws and all. Film restoration is an art form, and just like AI AI's attempts at creating paintings and stories, it might be impressive and it could one day rival works from real human beings, but it's never going to look or feel as good as the real thing. Now, I want to hear from the people. Have you guys seen any new film restorations that make use of AI enhancements? What do you think of them? Is AI the future of film restoration? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, I'll see you all in the next video.